Everybody in the pool.
Q&A. They're doing QED. Q&A. Yeah, so people have actually written into us and asked some very interesting questions, and we thought as like a mini episode for this week, it would be...
Oh, have they, Michael? I do want to start off and say, nice shirt.
Oh, yeah, you have a nice shirt. That's a wonderful shirt you have as well.
Yes. What's yours? I see half of it. What's the other half?
WP.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
White Plains Batman. It's kind of...
Bob from Sacramento, who wants to know, Mr. Method Mike A,
yeah.
Who is White Plains Batman?
The White Plains Batman was a persona I took on in the early 2010s. It came from a joke. There may or may not have been various adult substances involved, where our friend Anthony, who lives on the West Coast now, basically said, wouldn't it be funny if like White Plains, which is like a suburb of New York, but also a city as well. Wouldn't it be funny if like White Plains or cities like second tier cities have superheroes as well? And, you know, maybe they could have like corporate sponsorship. So we kind of vamped on that a bit, and we came up with the White Plains Batman.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I do know, like, on a serious note, though, while we are doing, like, COVID is still going on when we're releasing this, and the WP, it comes from, like, you know, what White Plains, and a shout out to everyone at White Plains Hospital who's doing freaking yeoman work and just working so many hours and helping everybody through this. So thank you so much to all the healthcare workers, and thank you.
Gracias. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And to all the people working in the grocery store making dick.
Yeah, Frank from Long Island, he really wants to know, what does the title of your show really mean? And I guess I'll let you start with that.
So originally we were going to call it Judgment Night because our first podcast was about the soundtrack, Judgment Night. And if we're reviewing albums and whatnot, we're kind of judging, so it kind of made sense, Judgment Night. Another bunch of the other ones that got thrown around just randomly were Off the Rails, But Wait, It Gets Worse, which was kind of after Onyx. But wait, it gets worse. Yeah. The Heel Factory, kind of a wrestling thing. Everybody in the Pool basically is a guy we know who bit creepy. And on his social media profile, he posted a picture of himself covered in his tribal tattoos, his dated tribal tattoos. It looked like, you know, he's kind of nearing 50, but he still wants to feel like he's 25. So it's him shirtless with his tribal tattoos and his, I guess it's, what is that, Bosley hair restoration, like it's way too obvious. A clearly and horribly photoshopped background of the water, and he just captured it himself, everybody in the pool, with the biggest shit-eating grin on his face you'll ever see. And it made the rounds so often, and it was not supposed to be the name of the podcast, but Judgment Night, like, for some reason, we just kept going back and calling it Everybody in the Pool, and it just kind of stuck.
I give you a lot of credit for actually like explaining. I thought we were going to have this very like cryptic kind of, you know, we beat around the bush, but you gave the real answer. I was going to definitely go with something a lot more.
I did not say who it was.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. My original answer was to try to make it very existential and be like, well, we're all in the pool of life together. We're all swimming and experiencing it towards some upward river. And Mike Patton once said about diving headfirst into a sea of shit and to find good music, and how you have to, we're not quite in a sea or an ocean, we're only in a pool talking about good music, and eventually we'll get there, and we'll you know, have to maybe one day reunion the podcast to everybody in the ocean or spooning the Titanic, because we're going to go so deep down to the bottom.
Candy from Las Vegas asks,
go for it,
Mr. Method Mike.
Yeah.
Drum beat that you've heard in a song makes your nipples hard.
What drum beat have I heard in a song that makes my nipples hard? Oh, so many. I'm going to go with two right now. I'm going to go with Poor Tom by Led Zeppelin off their Coda compilation, which was their final album. I love like the bass playing that the bass drum playing that John Bonham does on that. I believe he's only using one pedal, although I could be very wrong. And also the intro to 6 o'clock or 6 a.m. by Dream Theater from their Awake album. Just like the way it's recorded is so great, and I just love like it's so groovy, and it's like a hip hop beat in like this prog metal band. How about you?
Oh, geez, turning it around on me.
Hey, it's only fair, man.
The reason, I'm just kidding. The first things I was thinking of was Chuck Biscuits for some reason,
Okay.
from Danzig. So I love a lot of his drumming. Yeah.
Right on.
I love that song. I Don't Mind the Pain. It's not like a very intricate drum beat, but like the way he plays in that song, like really right on.
Cool.
And it's funny because he left the band before they even started the tour, I believe.
Yeah. If I ever meet Chuck Biscuits, what I'd love to ask him is, did you really ever play in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or is that some rumor and innuendo urban legend? Because he was on a Wikipedia and he's been taken off, but like I don't know. There's a whole thing with that, and various people who were around at the time have given me very long indirect answers and not answered the yes or no question. So
don't want to mess with the Wikipedia gods, man.
Yeah, you never do. Thanks. But Brad from PEI wants to know, and this is for you, Tim. Tim, is Main Street located in a village, hamlet, township, province, county, or commonwealth? And do these mummies have permits, or is it a situation similar to public parking in Milwaukee? And for all those who don't know, you could register your car prior to going to Milwaukee, and they won't bug you. You won't have to pay meters the entire time you're there. So are these mummies, do they have permits? Do they have licenses? Or, what? Like, where's Main Street?
Okay, so there's a Main Street in every single town, and the mummies are there to take over, man. That's what it is. Actually, so it originated, I was in a sketch comedy troupe with our friend Matt Koff, James J. Jack, Dave Fox, and Jordan Cooper, all very funny guys. And we were writing, this is back in the early 2000s, and there was still a lot of like, talk about LGBT community stuff, especially, out there. So we had a sketch about a werewolf that was, a homosexual werewolf that I don't know what happened with the sketch or where it wound up or if we even performed it. But I just remember writing one of the lines for it because there was basically everybody in the town was aghast that there could be a gay werewolf. And one of the commenters said, the next thing you know, there'll be mummies on Main Street. And I wrote that line, and I just love I love alliteration in general, and it stuck. So
Great.
I know I'm a singular person, so I'm probably the mummy of Main Street, but it's mummies on Main Street.
Got it. This one was directed towards me. Debbie from Sheepshead Bay ponders. Mike, when the F are you going to shave that creature on your face? Do I work for the Steinbrenner family?
Crap on your Star Trek stuff. Yeah.
You can crap on my Star Trek stuff all I want, man. It's like, it's a free country. I'm going to crap on your fucking Matthew Lesko backgrounds.
I did do them for Halloween, so I'm familiar with the question marks.
Yeah.
It's more of a Riddler, but.
Yeah. The Riddler. Who's your favorite?
Hence the White Plains Batman shirts.
Yeah. So
tell everyone about this real quick before we go, which we really should be doing soon.
It was a birthday design that you got for me in 2018, I believe, and it's badass, and I love it. And I'm happy. I became a little bit of a fat ass for a couple of years, so I wasn't able to fit into it. It was like,
is that why you didn't wear the shirt? I thought you hated it. I was like, oh man. I even said that to our other friend at one point. I was like, oh man, I don't think he liked it, man. He never wears the shirt.
No, it's because it was the size medium. It looked like a fucking baby tee on me, dude. Like
that makes me feel better. We learn
I made you feel better? Oh, fuck that. We're ending now. Good night. Take care.
Good night.
Everybody in the pool.
Everybody in the pool.
Everybody